Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm here to do a quick chat about how to um, night wean or even just reduce the number of feedings that you're doing at night. I just talked through this with a friend of mine with a 4-month-old, and she instituted the changes and literally saw results in one night and without much crying at all. So the first step is counterintuitive, which is start spacing out the feedings in the daytime. If your baby's eating more often than every 3 hours and they're out of the newborn period, they probably are eating for comfort some of the time, which isn't inherently a problem, but could be an issue if your baby's reliant on feeding to sleep, because then they need to have a full belly in order to sleep. And what I have found is that snacking actually leads to shorter naps and shorter stretches of sleep at night, because the baby, when they don't eat a full meal, they get hungry again more quickly. This does not hold for newborns. They typically do need to eat pretty often. So my suggestion is to aim for feedings every 3 to 4 hours during the day. My friend, I told her just try to stretch him by 5 or 10 minutes each time. She was sure it was going to be hard, and in one day he went every 3 hours, no crying. And then she saw immediate results at night. So if that doesn't get you the results that you're looking for, the next step would be to make sure you're not feeding more than every 3 to 4 hours during the night. Again, not for newborns. Your baby does not need to eat every hour or two during the night, especially older babies. Oftentimes, babies are sleeping well by, say, 3 months. Maybe they're feeding once or twice during the night. And then around 4 months, they start waking up every 2 hours at night. If your baby was sleeping fine during the night without multiple feeds before, they're capable of doing it again. And then the next step would be, so you're feeding no more than every 3 hours at night. So you'll use some other method of soothing your baby to sleep at non-feeding time. So let's say your baby goes to bed at 7. So then you wouldn't want to feed before 10, 1, and 4. Then once your baby is down to 3 feedings at night, pick one feeding. I generally recommend the second one, and start reducing it by either 1 minute or a half an ounce per night, depending on if you're bottle feeding or breastfeeding. You'll continue doing that until that second feeding is completely eliminated. Once that happens, then you'll start reducing the first feeding of the night in the same fashion. So if it's at 11, then you'll start reducing until finally you will use the same exact strategy on the third feeding of the night, the one closest to morning. If your baby is only feeding close to morning, you can just go ahead and start reducing that one immediately. Families generally find results happen quite quickly with this method. Of course, it is gradual, but the nice thing about that is there really isn't much crying, if any. Babies typically fuss for maybe a minute when you put them back down, possibly longer if they're used to falling asleep while feeding, but it's generally pretty quick and pretty painless. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. Send me a message. You can find me in Sleep Deprived Parents on Facebook or at my website, peacefulparentsleepcoaching.com. If you'd like more help, go to my website and click on free consults. I can't wait to meet you.